everyone. We are so excited to be back again with another DIY gift idea. This one is going to be quick and easy, and it's done with a simple pickle jar. And we make this beautiful vase that you can use to personalize, or you can put some fresh florals in it.
What a great hostess gift.
Oh,
right?
That is, what a great idea. This would make a great hostess gift, or just something for your mother-in-law, or your mama, or your sister, or your bestie. Another one for those floral lovers in your life. Although, men like flowers too, so.
True.
Anyway, we are going to go ahead and get started with this. This is gonna be quick and easy. You're gonna love it. The first thing you're gonna do is you are going to take your glass jar and you're gonna glue your molds right on it.
Just a simple glass jar.
Just a simple glass jar. Josie's obsessed with this jar. She's going on and on about the shape.
It's
think kind of a good shape.
Obsessed is a little bit much of an extra word. It's nice and stocky. I like how it's stocky, and it makes such a fun shape for the compact Tussy Mussy arrangement. I love it.
It is.
But also it's cool because it's just a basic jar. It's fabulous for upcycling. How many jars that are just like this at the thrift shop you can find?
I was actually pretty excited to find this, and we will link you to this exact jar in case you want to do it with this, but you can do it with any jar.
Yeah.
I prefer going with a jar that doesn't have anything on it, but a lot of people use the jars that do, and they just cover it with the molds, or they do a different side. They also are great for not just florals, but bath and body products.
Oh, yeah.
Like some nice bath salts. You might want to get one a little smaller than this for bath salts, but great
or like
ideas.
A year supply bath salts for somebody.
That's true. Depends on how often you
Or the
bathe.
bath bombs, you know. So
Yeah, that's true.
Anywho, okay, I digress.
You digress. So we are using our air dry clay. This is the best air dry clay on the market. It is artist quality. And what that means is it holds all of that beautiful dimension that you get from your IOD molds. Yeah. So the stuff that you're gonna find at the big markets
many times
big box stores,
not gonna hold.
They're usually craft grade or even like child craft grade. These are not. This is beautiful artist quality clay. We are also using the Classic Elements mold, and I just actually, we call it Frankensteining. I use just a section of this, and actually that's not Frankensteining. Frankensteining is when you use sections from different molds and put them together. But this, I'm actually just gonna use a tiny part of this cavity right here.
I think we could still call it Frankensteining, using a portion of that cavity.
Okay,
you're good. All right, let's get some of our clay.
Our clay is the best. Did I already say that? I did.
And let me see the reference. I don't think we did that part, right?
Nope.
So
we actually use, here, I'll show you when you start taking it off. It's so funny.
Just me putting way too much.
Oh.
And then we can just trim it down.
Yeah.
And did I go far enough this direction, or do I need a little more?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay, like
so,
that?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Now when you're doing your molds, this is just a reminder, watch the mold basics if you need all of the basics on how to use the molds. But you want to make sure the back is nice and flat, and that way when you're gluing it onto the surface of your project, you are going to have good adhesion. Okay, so do you want to trim it after you take it out? Or I kind of used this, but you've got so much excess there that I don't think it's gonna work. So why don't we just take it out and we'll cut it after it's out, because there's a good breaking point that you'll see when we have it out. Doodly-doo-doo.
Use the gravity as best as you can so that you're not stretching.
You know what? I kind of like that.
That's pretty, huh? Do you need to trim
Yeah, just trim
Here.
this side a little bit.
Sure. Just like a little bit.
And
off.
I didn't use that, but I think it might work with this design really well. So the example image might be a little different than this finished image.
Is that pretty close right there, I
Yeah,
think?
yeah.
Do you want me to trim that off? This part here?
Sure. Get it to a point where you like it.
Move that.
Love it.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, do you know what we can do is we can bolster this if you hand me those paper towels. And oh,
Yeah.
you know what I'll do is I'll just...
Do you want me to just hold it for you?
No, if
Okay.
you... Make sure we're in film frame. If you do that, that holds it nice and secure.
Okay.
Modeling or polymer clay will work as well to bolster it.
Okay.
Hold it secure.
Do you want me to squirt some of this on here?
Does this look like it's even properly? I feel like it's longer on that side.
Let me see. It is, because this, look, goes like that.
Okay, yeah, take a little bit more off there. Even it up.
There we go. That's better. How's that?
Looks good.
Okay. Beautiful. Now the bottom might be pretty to have it a little bit like without this, so it is maybe...
Okay, so I'll maybe trim that out after
Yeah.
I get it out.
Sure.
Okay.
Beautiful. So I was thinking like right there.
Gonna just make sure that you take your remaining clay and always keep it covered so it doesn't dry out. Put it in a Ziploc. I like the quart size for that. They're sturdy and they'll keep it nice and airtight.
Mm-hmm. Good
Pretty.
reminder.
Did you get a little spatula for the glue?
I didn't. No, you might just
I
need to
thought
use your
this
finger.
was the one you wanted to use, and I was like,
That's not very pretty.
I feel like
It's
you're
nucleus.
dropping our standards. Did you say no?
I do not have a spatula, so just
Okay.
use your finger.
I'm just gonna use a paintbrush.
Okay. Okay.
All right, now this is the Tight Bond Quick and Thick, and just for your information, it says it's a multi-surface glue. We really like it. We use it for almost everything. It bonds
Everything.
wood, pottery, ceramics, stone, glass, fabrics, leather, and most craft type materials. So you got a lot of surfaces there.
We have used it for just about everything we do with our molds.
And what's nice is it gives you a good, it's thick so it doesn't slide on a vertical surface.
Mm-hmm.
Now if you were doing a vertical surface that was glass, it might be prone to slide, but this we won't have vertical, so we don't need to worry about it.
And actually, I dried mine vertical, and it did not slide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, when you're applying the glue, you want to make sure to cover the entire surface, the back surface.
And you're gonna really get it,
Yeah.
make sure that you're making a really strong, complete contact with the surface.
That is right. And then also, as you're applying it, remember that your clay is still wet and pliable, or moist rather, and pliable. So you don't want to, you want to be gentle with it.
Yes. All right.
You do a good job. I always get really messy with my glue, and it squirts out everywhere when I put it down.
Does this look good? to your
I love
placement.
it. It's beautiful.
If we wanted to, you know, you can do so many things like salsa Frankenstein. You could take this and complete this for a full frame. You could take these two and put like one there.
Yep.
See, that way and that way.
Or this.
Or that.
Put
Totally.
that on the sides.
Yes, there's so many things you could do.
Ooh, look at this. How pretty would that be?
So many things.
Yeah, that's why I think people love this mold.
Yeah, totally. And you piece them together to make completely new compositions. Okay, great. So let's set this aside to get a skin on it.
Yeah.
Just a little skin.
That's right. We have went ahead and allowed these to crust over, and that is going to make it so that we can paint it and it will retain its detail. You can also allow it to dry completely if you would like. And that is going to take a different amount of time depending on how humid your air is, how warm it is, the environment, and things like that.
Yes.
So let's get started.
We've got a white chalk type paint. It's nice and thick and rich.
Right. And it is important that you use that type of paint because that is what is going to help it adhere to the glass.
That and the ink will behave differently if you use like a latex type of paint.
Good point.
The ink's going to really kind of bind to this nicely.
Yep. So I'm just going to slap a coat on there. And I was not careful at all. I am careful on my molds, and that's why I use kind of a, I am not
Only
careful. Only, yeah, and it's, I just go.
You want to be gentle on your fresh castings because they're still fresh, they're not set, and they are, you don't want to lose your delicate detail or your dimension. That said, if you chose to, you could wait for those to be completely dry and then get in there, and you can be a little more rougher and really kind of work it into those nooks and crannies if you choose to.
And sometimes if Josie and I are in a big rush, we will actually paint them stark wet. Like the molds have not dried. We glue them on and then we paint, but that's not best practice. Okay.
Through the magic of time travel and television, we have one that we have already coated completely and dried. It's slightly different in its composition, but as we said, you can do it a lot of different ways. So.
Yeah, so this one is already dry. We did realize though that we used the initial original composition. So this one has a different framing, but it's the same product, the same process. Yes. So you can just go ahead and continue that. So this has dried completely. And we are going to start the stamping process.
Fun!
We used our China blue ink, and we just used our blank ink pad, inked up the pad with China blue.
Should I freshen that ink up a little bit and add a little more to it?
Good idea.
Whenever you're using your inks, and most mediums that are made of pigments and carriers, you want to thoroughly shake it each time you go to use it because the pigments tend to settle. Now for this, I think you want to be a little on the juicy side because this is nice and porous and it's going to grab it.
And I can't remember if these stamps have been seasoned. And for this project, you definitely want to make sure those stamps are seasoned. So I'm going to do that while Josie inks up that pad. And that's just a light scuffing back and forth. We go over that with our Basics 101 stamping. And you can watch that video, link below. And what that does is it actually allows the detail of the design stamp, the stamp's design rather, to hold the medium. And it just gives it a little tooth, if you will. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Okay, we are ready to roll. And what I did was I just laid the stamp out for an all over pattern design. And I used on this is Rose Toile, and I actually used these two solely. You could do this one, but I like
cover.
Yeah, it would just kind of overlap, and I liked the size of the smaller clusters, so that's what we're going to use. Oh, I love this stamp. This is one of my favorites. It's so classic. Okay. You just want to not shift.
The nice thing about this really matte mineral or chalk type paint is that it's not slidey. Oh,
so there you go.
And you get a really nice dark impression because it really grabs it. Soaks it in.
Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful, very detailed impression. Now I'm going to, when I am using this set on furniture, I will actually leave it right on the backing. And it's the perfect pattern, and then I just kind of do this. But for this, because it's a curved surface, I really like the way
oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
the stamps work without a backing.
And then you can also, can I just like, see, just put a teeny.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. You wanna fill, after you get the entire pattern laid out, then you can go back and fill your spaces. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love the little fruits in this.
I know, this one.
Yes, they're so pretty. I am one that really enjoys fruits in bouquets. I think they're so pretty, and they just add kind of a lusciousness to the bouquet. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna work my way around. And this is where actually these come in handy. Let's use these again to hold it in place. Let's see, and I just kind of,
nice.
Yeah.
Do you want me to help you?
Oh, I think I got it.
Okay.
And just kind of touch those up like that. And roll it around. Yeah, all of that, and you poke those. Good idea. Can you do right in the middle? Right there, yeah. Okay, perfect. Beautiful. I'm loving this.
What's not to love? All right.
Doo-doo-doo. You want to do that one? Up top there?
Good, yeah. Okay. Having two sets of hands
Yeah.
is pretty nice when you're
It
doing
is.
a curved And especially when it's a complex surface that's got shoulders.
That is true, but it's definitely doable with just
So
one.
you could kind of come in with a corner piece here and here.
Yeah. And now now that I'm not going to use these because I don't want to.
To what?
To
smudge.
Right.
I feel
my
like
design.
look at how quickly it
It
sets.
dries pretty quick, that's true. But when I was doing the initial one, I smudged a little bit. So it is, in fact, still a little wet. Okay. Do you want to get these 2 spots here for me?
Sure.
And I'll get the lay roses ready. You know what? I'll hold it for you, actually.
Okay. Oh. I'm gonna do. That.
So you just kind of ink up a section of the
Watch
stamp.
your inky fingers because
Yes.
you want to smudge.
I did that lots.
Oops, I missed it.
When you're putting in just a smaller section, you just ink the part that you want. Oh yeah, there we go. Just go for it. You can go right into the neck and then just paint over the neck again.
That's true. If you get any smuts, just paint it over.
Yep.
Okay, so now I'll do
That is so
right
pretty.
in here. I'm just gonna go right up like that.
Yes! Sorry, I got so excited about that. I don't know why. I love that little morning glory too.
Yeah. Pretty.
So pretty.
It's pretty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's perfect. That's good, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, I like that. I would paint over that, but it's not a big deal. Okay, so that is done. We are actually, you know what? Let's get these 2 little spots right here. I like to be thorough.
Bottom one. Here, tilt it a little more. Yeah, if you can hold it, the camera can see better that way too. Ready?
Perfect.
Okay.
And just a little smidgel right there. Perfect.
Lovely.
Okay, and now we are going to put the lay roses in the middle. You could put anything you want, guys. You could also put a monogram right there. Would be a really special way to personalize this.
Oh yeah.
Or even a single initial. You could use our crockery stamp to put a beautiful design in the middle. Anything you want. I put lay roses because I knew I was going to be using this for roses, and I thought that's kind of sweet. So that's what I used. And we just ink it up and center it and stamp it. That easy. Okay.
There will be mess.
Yes. I did not even pay attention to if that was centered or not. We will find out.
Well,
I don't
the
think
E
it was.
is centered there, so you're probably pretty close. Oh, it's perfect.
Oh my gosh. It's perfect.
perfect.
I can't believe I did that without even paying
Oh,
attention.
so pretty.
That is so pretty. I love it.
Oh, me too.
Okay. Now we are going to let that dry, and I actually put a nice, really watery glaze over the entire thing to pop the molds and just give it a little bit of aging character.
Beautiful. All right, let your ink, make sure it's all set. It really doesn't take long when you're using it on this. We have, Sally made up a
gonna use that
very loose wash.
Yeah, it's actually artist acrylic, maybe a half a teaspoon each.
And like
ivory black and raw umber.
and a cup.
And like a cup of water. It's very, very watery.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go on super loose and then blot it right off.
Yeah. Beautiful. You can also go back in after you blot it all off. If you want your molds to have a little bit more, you can add more in there too.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's perfect.
So perfect.
I just love it. I love it.
I love it every day.
And that just finishes it off.
Now, would somebody want to seal this after it dries? Is that
Yes.
optional?
You would want to seal it, absolutely, especially if you're going to use this vase in the bathroom, like with bath salts, like we mentioned, or with floral bouquets. So if you want it to hold water, you definitely want to make sure you seal it. I would probably use a clear wax. That's what I used in the sample one. I just used a clear wax all over, but you could also use like a poly sealer, just spray seal it as well. So that is really pretty. You have done a wonderful job of doing that. I love it. That's pretty. I like the way you left it a little heavy around there. That adds a lot of character. You guys, was I kidding or was I not? It was fast, wasn't it? This is such a great gift idea.
Oh, I love the idea of using it for a hostess gift.
Yeah, I do too. It's a perfect hostess gift.
In fact,
What a
you
good
could
idea.
do up 3 or 4 of them and put them in your, stow them for your gift.
These actually
giving.
come in a set of 4 pickle jars, and they're cheap. So this is a wonderful handmade gift for the ones you love. All right, you guys, thank you for joining us for another. We've so enjoyed doing these DIY gifts with you, and we'll be back soon.